Welcome to Garage Talk. Me, Garage Guy, joined with Dale Tanhart, and our special guest on Garage Talk this week, our good friend and reoccurring guest, Rickey Stenhouse Jr., looking fresh as hell, showing us
Prepared.
his
Prepared,
drip
baby.
right now. He came prepared.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't coming on the show, you know. I mean, it's like, you go to black tie events, you wear tuxes and ties and you come to Garage Talk and you better represent. So I had to make sure I, got the stuff out of the closet and dusted it off. It's been a while since I wore the old Bristol hat.
Do you know what year that's from?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
Heck,
there we
That's so
go.
what am I gonna
ridiculous.
say?
It's just
I'm gonna
beautiful.
say 87 because that was the year I was born. So I really like that.
There you go. What about the shirt? Show us the shirt.
The shirt,
Mm,
That is
mm.
man,
insane.
That's
I,
Papa's shirt right there.
pop shirt. I forget. I think this was like 90, probably like 93-ish, 94.
I was a big 1 years old
A
right
couple years
there.
before I arrived, but
Yeah.
that's filthy. We were
Yeah.
talking, we were talking before we started recording. I noticed, or you kind of noticed, talked about how like these athletes have been wearing similar type of gear. I think it's a great way to open the show because all three of us are wearing some old school stuff, at least from the '90s and
Yeah.
further back. Most recently, I saw Khalil Herbert, who's a running back for the Bears, and Jeff Gordon quote tweeted it. He was wearing a number 24 DuPont jacket, right? Like
Yeah.
he's number 24 for the Bears too, so it works. And we were talking before about all these athletes that are boosting all this merch for NASCAR. I
Making
mean,
it expensive for us to go get.
Oh,
yeah,
super,
yeah,
super
yeah.
But
expensive.
I mean, to me, it's awesome because it's like, we need some help getting out to, the younger generations and those guys that are playing sports. I feel like people just kind of look at what they're doing and hey, even if they don't follow along, at least they're buying our stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing too. And I mean, like, I think that's why it's so important now, like, especially just after talking to guys like yourself that like are into like everything that embodied that Winston Cup era, right? Like the all over print tees and stuff. Like it doesn't have to die. Like, yeah, it's more expensive to make those, but like if you've got a fan base that's willing to purchase them, there's no reason that we can't recreate those for today's time. And like that's what
Yeah.
I want to see really come out of, racing in the future. Cause like the fashion part of it is a big part of it, just as well as the competition, anything else. But it's whatever, it's like you said, it's whatever's bringing them to the table that matters in the end. And they've had guys that have wore NASCAR stuff for a while. I remember like back in like 2019, like Big Sean, like a rapper, was wearing like a Dale Jr. jacket at an
Yeah.
event. Um, you have a lot of people that do it. It's just it wasn't getting the eyes really, and now it's like people are watching a little bit more as fashion's
Yeah. I
changing.
feel like I went from athletes to like influencers because now you can go online and like find these old school shirts that they have cut holes in and like style them up.
Yeah, don't do that much. I hate when they cut the holes all the way up to here. Like if you're gonna
Yeah.
cut holes in a shirt, you gotta go down like past the nip down to like where the little
To
roll
the seam,
hangs. Yeah,
down to the seam.
exactly.
Yeah.
You got to have that open for flow. That's a Texas cut shirt. Texas in the
Yeah.
summertime. You
My
know.
my parents I used to cut my sleeves off all the time. My dad always had his sleeves cut off, and they would get so mad because I would rip them all the way down.
Yeah, and then it's just like literally hanging by a thread.
It's just like a
One wrong
tarp.
turn.
Yeah,
And
it's just like a tarp hanging over you.
it's hard.
Well,
Like a
you're also
loincloth for your
you're also
chest.
you're from the South where it's 8 million degrees all the time, so it's
No
acceptable
doubt.
down here, right? Like
Yeah.
I've been there.
Middle of the summer, like you said, good airflow.
You got to have that.
The
You got to keep that
most
going.
airflow as possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
You had so a lot of things have been flowing this off season. The biggest news, sad I couldn't be there. I would have been there if I could have been. You got married. It was a
Yeah.
big day. People magazine covered this wedding. That I was like, People magazine is covering my boy's wedding right now. Like just how was the day, man? How was it? Everything, did Madison get everything she dreamed of? Like how's life? What's been happening since then?
Yeah, so it was, I mean, obviously everybody told me like, hey, like planning a wedding is stressful, like at least on, the fiance. So Madison was stressed for a while. But then we got everything kind of ironed out, I would say fairly early. So she felt really good about it. I mean, she came up with a ton of the designs, like sending our wedding planner, like, hey, I want this aisle, I want, this color, and this type of table. Can you go find it? And our wedding planner was awesome. She's Madison, I feel like, still talks to her every day. So it was a great event. It was always, I feel like, I don't know, maybe your own wedding, you're like, man, I wish I would have started like an hour or two earlier so we could have gone an hour or two later, like added time to it, because it was like all of a sudden it was over and you're like, dang. But we ended the night at a karaoke bar, which was cool, till about 2:30.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah,
That's the official way to top it off. Like, I want to say that me and my wife at like 4 o'clock in the morning, like we just went to Waffle House. Like that's
love
how
that.
real it got. Yeah, yeah. Like
Love that.
that's how it needs.
That's all
That's
in my
love.
ballpark. Where
Hey,
was it
speaking
at?
of, it was in Charleston. It was in Charleston.
Got you.
So,
Such a good city.
dude, it's people that go there know how good it is, but I feel like if people haven't been there, it's underrated. Like they don't
Yeah.
really know, right?
The pastel buildings, the
Yeah,
brick streets. They have
just
like
old.
a
It's
lot of
old.
Chicago bars there. They have like a Chicago Bears bar there, which is really weird.
Yeah, they have. I feel like they have like, yeah, a lot of like NFL. Like, hey, here's a here's a bar. Come watch the game. You
Yeah.
know,
Did y'all
which
do
is
horse? Did
cool.
y'all do horse carriage?
So we had a horse and carriage, but we didn't. I mean, we more took pictures with it.
Okay.
Didn't
Prop
really.
horse.
Yeah, prop horse. Didn't really have anywhere to go in it. Uh, but it was, dude. We rented a house, had the family stay at the house. Kind of close to the beach, and then we had all our friends staying downtown. Had a little cocktail hour the night before, which was cool, which helped the wedding go really well because, we met and saw everybody that came into town the night before. So then, the night of the wedding, it wasn't actually like going around and seeing people for the first time. So we got to enjoy it, got to use the dance floor up a little bit. The band was phenomenal. So that was cool.
Have you seen the Hangover and what other Old School, I think is what it is?
Oh yeah.
I want that band. You know the band that plays at those weddings? I want that
So
band.
yeah, so this band's really good. Dude, everybody talked about how like they just kept it rolling. But have you ever, like, I always wanted to throw like a 90s party, like here at the ranch or something, like in the arena.
Dude.
And there's this band. I saw them at Oxford, down at Ole Miss. Have you ever heard of the Mustache Band?
Oh my God, dude. They go everywhere in Mississippi all the fucking time. I
They
mean,
rip.
I've seen them in South Mississippi at Hattiesburg, in
Yeah.
Hattiesburg, Mississippi. They go to this bar called Brewski's, which is like I don't want to talk too good about Brewski's, but it is kind of like the premier like college spot, I guess. And I
Yeah.
went there a lot growing up. And I
I saw
swear
them
to
at the
God they were there.
library in Oxford.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen them at the library as well, which
Oh
you
yeah.
probably paid like a $300 cover to get in there.
Dude,
But
we were probably there at the same time.
yeah,
I'm slightly
probably.
embarrassed because I'm a man with a mustache and I've never heard of the mustache
Okay,
band.
so they
They
hand
go
out mustaches.
everywhere
Everybody
in
can have
Mississippi.
mustaches. But the lead singer, I don't really know his name. I don't know if it's really Alan Johnson or not. Like, I follow him on Twitter. His name's Alan Johnson. But he wears, picture this. He's got a cowboy hat on, Ray-Bans, long hair, wearing a life jacket, looks like Alan Jackson from Chattahoochee while he sings.
Yo, what?
Yeah, I'm pulling up a
It's
picture. I
hard
wish
to
I could.
find videos online.
So this is like a mysterious group, kind of. I mean, we could put them in that category.
Chase,
There's
he
a
kind of
mystique.
has Ricky, I don't know if you know who this guy is. Totally unrelated music field, but or genre, but he kind of has Ricky Retro vibes on like his appearance a little bit. Like
Okay.
I got a picture of him pulled up right now. Like, yeah, long hair, cowboy hat, and a life vest, like a life jacket thing.
Like
Sounds like
he
some
looks like
Primus
he
shit.
came off the shoot from Chattahoochee video. So they do like 90s country covers. Dude,
yes.
Like, so Hot Country Nights is one of the bands I know that Dierks Bentley is in, and he has
yeah, but
this
they write
character.
their own music, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, these
So,
guys
well,
Mustache is a cover band, essentially.
got you. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
That,
big
so that would
difference.
be the difference. But like it's that same vibe. It's like
Same
it's like
vibe for sure.
like a country version of like what Primus was doing, like back in the day, I feel like, in a way.
Like I feel
maybe.
like Hot Country Nights would be bigger if they just did 90s country covers.
Yeah, they really would. Dierks Bentley letting the what is it, Dirk Diggler? Is that, or no, that's
Yeah.
the porn
Yeah.
star from Boogie Nights. Never mind.
Yeah.
Um,
It's something like that.
great movie
He
too.
rolls with something.
Yeah, so that sounds interesting, dude. Yeah, if the theme of like doing something, your ranch is badass, by the way. Like I found
Oh,
I
yeah.
found myself a lot of times just being like, man, just get the RV, just go stroll to Ricky's house, plug in by the shed, and just hang out with the boys, you know.
Yeah.
And so,
Like
like,
a little Mexican food.
yeah, there we go. Like inside of an old church, you know,
Yeah.
that's you
Yeah,
can't
that
get
was
that anywhere
something,
else.
dude.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
something.
But a 90s party thing would be incredible, dude. Like, could you imagine like getting a group of people together like that? Like, what's the nearest like creek or river by your house? Like, do people go floating down that?
There is. I think it's probably more towards the mountains, though. Probably, so I'd say probably like
Yeah, so that would be something more for down here, like Mississippi, Louisiana, float style. But
yeah,
dude, yeah, just having the rodeo arena, everybody wearing like 90s country, because 90s country was everything. Like if you didn't put on a nice button up that was like in a bolo tie when you were going to do something somewhere, like that like when does that ever exist? When does that exist anywhere else outside of that time frame? Like
I don't
there's some
think
people
so.
that wear them today, but I'm talking like just
As
the
like
way.
little accessories they wear them, but like they don't really wear them.
Yeah, right. That was like
I feel like girls wear them now more than like the guys.
Yeah. I feel like I think I've seen that too.
Yeah, like girls wear them as like accessories.
wow. Yeah, they don't even know how to do it right. That was all
I hate
made.
the future.
What was it? Lane, trying to think, 8 seconds. Lane something.
Yeah, Frost.
Yeah, Lane Frost. He's the one that made that style, I think, big. He made that style pop, or either he just rolled into
I
it.
tried to get some of my groomsmen to do his dance that he did at his wedding, but
Oh, dude, that's a great scene.
Yeah,
I love that, dude. Yeah, it's sick. Like, there's so many cool things you can do out there, and I mean, I know for one, like, obviously you got the gym still. Is that still rolling strong?
Still rocking and rolling. The gym is actually just came from there. That's why I was a little late. I got a little late start to the day, but gym's rocking and rolling.
Who all have you added any new? Tell us what NASCAR drivers are there preparing with you, and have you had any new members to the workout routine?
Man, I don't know about new. We got so Riley Herbst, Todd Gillen, Harrison Burton, Cody Ware, Cole Custer, who just got married.
Yeah, he did.
Shout out.
And then we got some truck guys, Lawless Allen.
What a name.
Which is so great.
Have you ever asked him?
They call him Flawless Allen.
Flawless?
Yes.
Love that.
Yeah.
We don't know Lawless, but we've always been fascinated.
He's a cool dude. Blaine Perkins just signed a full deal to run Xfinity, I think, in the 07 car. Man, I'm sure I miss it. Jack Wood just started working out this offseason.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he'll be at KBM, I think. Yeah. Some truck races. So just trying to grow the Slide Job Ranch fitness group. So
on this quick, I guess, on a subject of some breaking news and somewhat related, Jimmy Johnson's a big fit guy. Has Jimmy Johnson ever been out there before? I feel like that's something that's right up his alley.
He's more of he likes like long distance, like marathons, triathlon, long bike rides and stuff. We don't.
Okay.
We're more of a hybrid between like we do some long cardio on one day of the week. We do some regular lifting one day a week, and then like some CrossFit type stuff as well. So we mix it up quite a bit.
There's so
Got
much
you.
equipment in that room that you have too. And you're talking about running. Didn't you say that you just like came from running like 48 hours or
I was
something
about to
like that?
say, you're talking about how Jimmy's a big running guy. Didn't you tell us?
Yeah,
What did you tell us
so
before we started?
What is this story about this
so do you
long
know
run?
David Goggins?
David Goggins, yes,
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
watched
yeah.
a few
Yeah,
podcast
intense, right?
episodes.
Like
Yeah.
motivation type guy, has done everything. Navy SEAL type. I don't know what he actually was, but bad dude. He does these. He has these challenges that he does, and they do this for charity, like in March, I think. But basically, they do. It's 4 for 4 for 48. So 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours. And so my trainer was like, "Hey, we should like this looks fun. We should do this." And then everybody was kind of on board, but like I didn't know about it. Like I didn't know about the challenge. Like I didn't like actually read up on it. So they were like, "Hey, let's do 4 for 4 for 24." I was like, "Yeah, that sounds great."
I'm thinking Wendy's at that moment. I'm
Yeah, I'm
like,
four
thinking,
miles,
for four.
what's my
every
level
four
of fun?
hours for 24 hours. Well, I was laying in bed and I like looked this challenge up and I'm like, "Wait a minute.
Oh
It's
shit.
48 hours. I'm not cutting it in half. If we're doing it, we're doing it."
Yeah, you're
So, yeah, and then we started adding it up. We're like, wait a minute. If we're going to get to 48 miles, we might as well add 2.2 miles to the first 24 hours and 2.2 miles to the second 24 hours so that we'd be at 2 marathons, 52.4 in 48 hours. So we did it, dude. My knee's still a little sore, but waking up like, so we ran at 11 a.m., 3 p.m., 7 p.m., 11 p.m., 3 a.m., 7 a.m., and then, back around the clock.
damn.
That 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. run was
Dude.
brutal.
Where were you
You
running
got like
at?
an hour and a half of sleep at max between sessions. And basically in 24 hours, because like during the day, like we had stuff to do. So like, after we would run, we would go get stuff done because you had 3 hours basically to, get back to run your next one. So we slept basically 6 hours and 48 hours and then, did the run.
That is terrifying. I can't believe
It was wild. I'll probably never do it again, but it was cool to say that, hey, we did it.
yeah,
That's
like
in the
what an
category of
accomplishment.
things that Forrest Gump did in that
No
movie.
doubt. Yeah.
It's in there.
Yeah. I think
That's,
I think I would have rather ran a marathon, slept all night, tried to recover, and then ran another marathon versus every 4 hours.
That has to have so many like psychological changes on you too, because of like just the intermittent times that you're sleeping. Like that puts you in
Yeah.
like some states that, like, did you feel like you were kind of like, was there any moments where you kind of felt like that? Trying to think of a best way to describe it, kind of like a little bit like where you were kind of
I'm about to
shaky, like
die.
out of your body in a
Oh
way when
yeah.
That's
you're
what I would
running.
do.
Yeah. There was quite a few runs that I was like, I'm not sure I'm gonna like make it. Or like you like kind of blacked out and didn't really remember some of the run.
Yeah, you
Right.
start like
It was
mind
like,
scrubbing.
man, this is really odd. But then you're trying to like eat, in between, but you don't want to eat too much because you don't want to feel bad.
Yeah.
It was just really odd and tough mentally. And then it was raining for 3 of the runs, which
You're just
was
out there,
difficult.
just
What are you
like
eating? What's the meal in between like
probably high
those
alkaline.
sessions?
So after one of the runs, we went and had sushi.
Okay. I had
That
sushi
didn't
last night.
sit. That didn't
Pretty
sit
good.
like super well.
Yeah, I didn't see that
Um,
one coming. Yeah.
And then after one of the runs, we went to one of the morning runs. We went and got to this bagel place and got bacon, egg, and cheese. Just some fuel, any
Right.
carbs and protein that you could get, some fats. And so then another run, we went to this place called Isabel's, little small cafe place. I think I probably pointed it out to you on the way to the Mexican restaurant that we went and ate at.
You probably
Um,
did.
Probably.
Just an old school diner, and luckily I only ate a grilled chicken sandwich. Like I didn't get like meatloaf or anything
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
You
But
can't do that. That's just like common
but then
sense, I
like
feel like.
in between, like those were like the 3 meals that we ate. Other than that, I'll be honest with you, we were eating some oatmeal cream pies, just any kind of like sugar, and just because you were like feeling like weak.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there was a way better like
Yeah, like a
regimen.
bag of almonds. I'm thinking like this dude's you're eating moon pies and
Dude, I was just trying to
millions
get any calories that we could in because we were burning so many calories.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Like the amount that you're cutting is unbelievable. I mean,
Yeah.
have you ever thought about the opposite? Like we should just at some point this year, just all sit on a couch and just like watch TV and just eat like 800 cheeseburgers, drink like 60 beers. Can you just like go in an opposite spectrum to be on the
I
same
definitely could.
same level as
black
us?
out.
So there's an engineer, he was new to our team last year, and he finished last in his fantasy football league.
I did this year.
He's
So
got to spend 24 hours at a Waffle House.
Holy
classic,
shit.
classic. I've seen a lot of those.
Every waffle he eats is an hour off the time. So I
Yeah.
told him, dude, if you eat 24 waffles, that'd be a ton in a day. Like that's a lot.
It is.
Yeah, I love that. Now
There are people that could do that though. Like,
Some
But
people-
like I told him, like,
feel
dude,
like I'm one of
go
them.
in, I was like, I would probably get a pecan waffle because I feel like it takes a lot of the breading up because like it's in there.
Mhm.
So it's probably a little less bread. I said, like, try and eat as many as you can in the first hour. Like eat 10 or 12. You're going to feel sick, but like you just cut your time in half.
at least.
Well, no, you cut it in half, right? Like you took 12 hours off because it's a waffle for every hour.
Right.
But
so
if
then like
You got to stay there
rest.
though, Dale, because like he's got to drink coffee
Right,
and talk
yeah,
to
yeah.
Cheryl.
But that's
You know?
also like
Yeah.
you also lose the hour that you're sitting there for, and like that hour is not going to feel like an hour because you're eating so much food. So that's another. You're technically only going to have 11, and let's just say, I think in that moment, because you're like in a desperation moment, that's like, fuck, man, I don't want to be here for more than like I will eat as much as possible. So maybe
By the way,
you
it's
could
like
eat more than
600
12.
calories per waffle.
Holy shit. You don't think see, I don't think about numbers when I eat my food, man. Like
See,
that's
we
something
like
I don't do.
on the fantasy football thing, like it's been a continuing struggle in our league on like what last place is supposed to do. And usually like at the draft, we just make them like drink way too much. And it's kind of getting old now that we are getting old.
Yeah.
So
Ass
we're
tattoos.
Waffle House still sounds super cool.
it's just like I see it all the time, like on TikTok and stuff. And we want to do so. We want to invent something so bad, but we can't. We have no originality in trying to invent something. I like the idea of making someone go to like a restaurant with like a blow up sex doll and have dinner for like 3 hours. I think that's
That would
fun.
be
yeah.
hilarious.
But nobody wants to be on camera with that, which is totally understandable.
That's why it's a
Right,
punishment.
hey man, we got
People
real
are forgetting
jobs.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
you got to
I get it,
remember
I get
it's
it.
a punishment at the end of the day. That's why I feel like if you want to like avoid that, I mean, you just go. It depends on how serious the
Don't
league
suck.
is. The ass tat is the way if it's a serious league.
And
No
see,
one has
like
to see it.
I'm not gonna get a tattoo.
I
I'm
don't
not,
like that. Yeah,
I'm not gonna
I'm
do
not
it.
about that.
I know
And-
people that have done the ass tat.
Yeah.
It's the unicorn. Dude guy had to get a unicorn on his ass. Can
I
you
would have to
imagine
be
explaining
able.
that?
to pick the tattoo, I feel like. But in my league, this is the first time I've ever finished last in fantasy football, and I did it this year. So I'm due for this
Congrats.
punishment that we're talking about, which God knows what it's going to be. But I'm going to do it because I sucked. I was terrible. I was absolutely terrible. But
Where'd you go?
so the way we do it is, I think in the regular season I went 4-10, and we do like the consolation bracket counts in the postseason. So worst cumulative record after all the other games. That way you can keep people who don't make the playoffs setting their lineups, right? You keep them involved. And I lost. I wasn't going to finish last if it was just the regular season, and then I got swept in the bracket in the final thing. And
How did
last,
that happen, Dale?
I had
Yeah,
a
who do
really
you have as quarterback?
Russell Wilson. So there's your start. I had a really bad
That's
draft.
why you went 4-10. He went 4-10.
Nobody. There you go. That's true. Nobody would trade with me. I had DeAndre Swift hurt half the year. I had Cortland Sutton, thought he was going to be awesome, but Russell Wilson was throwing the ball and Nathaniel Hackett was calling the plays. So yeah,
You
it
went
was
big on
tough.
Denver.
Yeah, all of it.
But I mean, like, think about it. At the beginning of the year, I thought Denver was going to be really good.
You were a
Hey,
Bronco
you and everybody
boy.
else.
Right. Like I thought Russell Wilson's been a great fantasy quarterback over the years, and he completely fucked me over. So yeah.
You were riding spirit,
Thanks,
dude, in
Russ.
the wind.
Hey,
Yeah.
funny
Thanks,
story.
Russ.
Let him cook.
Madison and I were working out before he went to the Broncos. We were in it must have been a race weekend. We were at the Wynn working out, and Russell was in there with like 3 of his trainers.
I'm
What?
surprised he wasn't working out in like his own private office or whatever
His
they say.
sister or Sierra's sister were playing in a basketball tournament, college. Like I think they played for Stanford or something. One of their sisters. I'm not sure.
That
Okay.
has to happen
That
a
is kinda
lot.
neat.
It's from what I'm thinking about. Like, who's like the craziest person you've ever just seen like working out at a hotel randomly?
Or
that,
just like
was a celebrity?
anywhere or at a gym or like.
I don't know because I don't really pay attention a whole lot.
Yeah, when you get in the zone, like tunnel vision, it's hard to see. Like every
Yeah.
now and then, if I go to like walk out of a door or something, I kind of like will like peripheral like look, but it doesn't last too long. Usually, people have to tell me like, "Hey, so and so's there," and I'm
I
just
know. Like
okay.
I don't make eye contact. Like just
I think that's a formula for success, dude. Honestly, I was thinking about that the other day. I saw this guy working at this. I was getting my oil changed, and there was this one guy, dude. He was just on a fucking mission, like, and he never would look at people, and it just like he seemed like he was the hardest worker there. And I'm like, there's so many people in life I've met, they just don't pay attention to anything else. They're on it.
yeah.
That's
I
success
pay
right
attention to
there.
what you're doing.
Yeah.
I was gonna add.
And speaking of that, like, if you look at somebody, strike up conversations, which obviously is a good thing. You got to be sociable, but you never know who you're going to meet. But I did see a thing the other day that said, and I don't know if this is true, but it was like an average person spends like 2 years of their life holding open a door for somebody.
What? 2 years?
And if you think about it, like, dude, I've been stuck at doors for a minute, just holding it and just people just filing in.
That's a rough situation.
Dude, I find myself in that spot. Like even at like a gas station, like you see someone walk in and you hold it, and then someone else comes running.
Yesterday.
And you're like, dude, I'm not gonna let the door go now and let this person.
You're committed.
I'm in there.
Nice.
Yeah. And that's the Southern hospitality too, Ricky. I think that's what we all
where
kind of have
did
in
you have
common
to
here.
draw the line? I think is what we got to figure out. Like what I've started doing is I've been there. We've all 3 been there where you're holding that door and people are just ungrateful as shit, just going. They're just like, thanks, doorman. Like you work for Walmart. You are the greeter. And like that's the way they work. So I do the hard push towards the end, and I just kind of look back just to make sure they're okay.
Yeah.
And then I just keep going.
Oh yeah, that is a good
Like you walk in, open it, let them grab it, and then take off.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I do that.
You're passing the baton.
Right.
Yeah.
That's teamwork.
I feel like I do
there.
that like unconsciously though. Like I never think about it, but unconsciously I find myself in that spot where
I used to never think about it until I saw that stat the other day. Now I think about it all the time.
It all just rushed back to you. Like it's like all the times you've held doors open, especially.
Dude, I'm just wasting my life. Dude. I could be doing something else.
Yeah. What else could we have done for those 2 years? Like That's insane. I
If you
don't
think
believe.
about it, though, there's a lot of stuff like that.
But like, what is that estimating like the total lifespan as though? Like, are we saying like
Dude, I don't know.
the average male who lives to be like 71 or 72 or whatever, like wastes 2 years holding a
I
door?
Yeah.
I don't think that that's the case here. I think the case is it made you think about it. That's
Yeah.
the beauty of it, right? You think about it because like now, like dude, I'm sitting over here
There's probably
pondering all
somebody that
kinds of
just wants
things.
everybody to be rude. And so they just threw that stat out there and they're like, yeah,
Stop holding doors open for people,
stop
you
holding
fuck.
doors. Yeah.
Like, yeah. People
Hey,
used to say New York people like didn't like that, and I found that to be bullshit. I lived in New York. People actually really I got more thank yous from people holding a door open in New York City than I do like at the local store around where I live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
well,
It's
people in
weird.
Louisiana have no soul, so I understand
They're
that.
drunk all the time. I mean, half the
Yes.
time for the most
Yeah,
part,
at
especially in February.
least. Hey, I was just gonna add on, Ricky, about the gym kind of thing. My friend, when he was like 16 or a little bit older than that, I think he was 17, 18. He may have been in college, but he had to get Tommy John surgery when he was playing baseball.
Yeah.
And he went to a doctor and and there's like a training facility somewhere in South Florida, like a pretty renowned place. And he walked in and saw, and this is a while back, he saw Robert Griffin, Albert Hainsworth. You remember Albert Hainsworth, big
Yeah.
defensive tackle, and
Played
Marcus
for
Lattimore.
Pittsburgh, right?
I think he Titans and the Redskins at the time. He
Man, I
signed.
thought he played for Pittsburgh at one time.
He may have. He may have. But I thought that was pretty crazy. I remember him telling us about that. Oh, and
Yeah.
Marcus Lattimore, if y'all remember Marcus Lattimore, he was like that
Yeah.
beast running back who had the crazy bad leg injury. So I just
Yeah.
imagine that, like walking in and seeing, I mean, Robert Griffin, holy shit. Like imagine walking in and seeing him just, just hitting the
Just
bench press. Yeah.
digging.
Haven't seen that
That'd
guy
be
in a
wild.
long time. He was like talking about how he like yelled at trees.
Well, he's on
Well,
Robert Griffin. He's on
Robert Griffin the
ESPN.
third.
Yeah, he's on ESPN now. He's doing pretty
Yeah.
good
And
actually.
he's on ESPN commentating.
Yeah, see that shows how out of the loop I am. I don't watch ESPN as much as I used to. I'm big more like Channel 12 guy, Channel 6 guy, big Fox NBC guy. Like this is
Yeah.
like this dealing with the coax cables in the back of the TV,
Dude, I like
But
live off ESPN.
yeah, so dude, but from there, man, I love these conversations. The health thing is cool. Like I've been digging more into that as well. So I know it without a doubt, there's going to be a point where we probably come to the house and just like endeavor to the world of the CrossFit gym. Like that's I'm gonna die halfway
I'd
through
love
it.
to have y'all come through a workout.
I think you
Dude,
would. I could see the look in your eyes. Just like I'm just gonna
Yeah.
beat the shit out of these guys right
what
here.
what if we what if we did what if we combined our ideas? What if we went there and like ate like $80 worth of Taco Bell and then hit the CrossFit or whatever? You just hit the
I know you
workout.
gotta do it. You gotta do it opposite way. You gotta go there. You gotta hit the gym first.
Well, for comedic purposes, that'd be a good fantasy football punishment, which is I guess kind of
I feel like
unrelated.
it
But
still is a punishment though, because if you hit the gym that hard and then you eat all that food, you're gonna hurt either way.
Your body's gonna hurt. Your legs will hurt.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
done
either
that
way,
before.
it'd
Yeah,
be way funnier if we ate before and then just killed
And
ourselves.
Josh Sims,
Yeah.
he came out and did a piece. I don't know if y'all saw it. He Memorial Day, we always do
Oh,
the
wait.
workout, and he came out and did that with us.
I
No
think I did
shit.
see that
He
on,
did some
on
of it. He was
FS1.
like, whoo. He
I'm
was
gonna
sore.
go and look it up. I gotta watch that. I haven't got to see that yet.
I think that
Yeah,
was on
definitely.
Race Hub, wasn't it? Is that what I'm thinking
It
of?
was for Fox something. Yeah, probably Race Hub or something. He
I
was
think I do
sore.
remember seeing that.
I remember
But
the
and he looks kind of
cuts.
fit, dude. Like that scares me.
Yeah, he's he's in shape. But
Yeah.
like when you do something different, like when you're in a routine and you go to the gym every day, but if you don't, I mean, you go do a different workout, you're gonna feel it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know CrossFit's like the biggest one that will destroy you. I've had a few talks with it, so I'm
Yeah.
I've I remember P90X. That was like where I drew the line.
Yes, that guy was.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I had P90X, and I mean bodyweight stuff. You couldn't walk the next day.
Dude, no. It was I was in 12th grade doing P90X, bro. thinking like I was like get my red line energy drink at the Snap Fitness, like, oh, we're in it. Yeah. And then like 3 days go by and you're like, fuck this. Like I'm going home.
Yeah. That's
P90. That just like brought back something in my. It's like I haven't heard that term in 10 years, and now I'm looking it up to see
and
what
you
it
heard
was.
it forever.
Yeah,
It was
right.
drilled
It
in
was
your
the workout
brain.
craze.
Infomer perfect push-ups. Remember those? The perfect
Yeah.
push-up. Yeah.
Dude, I
Remember
wonder
shake
like
weight?
how good P90X would be if they would have had Instagram back then.
Right? Dude, oh my God, the reels, bro. Like, dude, I think about Tybo. You go back to like older. Imagine Tybo in today's time.
Yeah.
Like they need to find a way to bring back like Cindy Crawford workout videos for like reels and TikTok because
Dude, yeah,
like
like
that's
people.
like that was the vibe, dude. Like when you could get a VHS tape of some people working out, you were
Yeah.
excited. You're
People
like, I
go
got my Thigh
insane.
Master. I'm ready to go. Got my VHS player lined up, you know.
Total
People
gym.
people go insane over like
Total gym.
workout TikToks and reels, dude.
Yeah.
Like it
Dude, the
would be
total
huge
gym's
now.
still digging though.
The what
Yeah.
gym? The what
The
gym?
total gym.
Total gym.
It's still out there. They still sell them.
They found a way to market it so effectively you don't even realize you're being marketed. Like it's probably in all of our subconscious. We have no clue. They're the most
Yeah.
powerful
I mean,
thing
they
out
use
there.
Chuck Norris.
Dude,
And
Oh,
you,
there you
what
go.
to
I
do.
found out that me and Chuck Norris share a birthday. That blew
Ooh,
my mind.
that's big energy right there, huh?
Dude, I never knew that my whole life. Like I used to look that up all the time. Like who's born on March 10th? And then just randomly off the cuff, like this year, 30 years of life have went by. And I
Dang.
just now realized Chuck Norris is there. So yeah, that really like helped my energy morale. Like up here, I'm
Dude,
like,
he's
all right, I
like
share that with him.
he might be like 85 years old. Isn't that crazy? He's so old now.
I think he's like 170 and he just looks like he's 80. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's yeah, that dude is like he's
Because
the
he
one
used the
guy
total
that's
gym.
gonna live. Yeah, he's got total gym and a
Yeah.
Bowflex probably too. Like he's got all of them. If it was on TV and it was about fitness, Chuck Norris knows.
Yeah.
He's there for it. So it's all good stuff here. As far as the fitness and everything else relating. I know we're going to talk about big news. So Mike Kelly is coming to the team
Yep.
with you this year. That's going to be huge. You worked with him in the past. You've had some successes with him. What's the dynamic like right now, getting ready to go into the Clash in Daytona? Where's the goals at? And you had wins last year, so obviously we know. Well, you had good wins. You had dubs. We'll put it that way. You had dubs. You had good runs. You had
Yeah.
great finishes.
Yeah.
How are we capitalizing on that going into 2023?
So, dude, the atmosphere in the shop it's the best I've seen it since I've been at JTG, which is good. Mike brings that. He knows how to talk to the employees and keep them pumped up, and make them feel like, hey, with all of us working together, like we can be the best. Like he's got that presence to him and that leadership, which I think is very important this day and age. I mean, the cars are getting closer, so you got to find little things to make your team better. So I feel like he brings a lot to the table there. Obviously, our past success together, nationwide series championships and wins, and uh, he's just been around the sport for a long time, and a lot of the guys believe in him, believe in me. I mean, we basically went to all the guys and we're like, hey, if you don't want to be here, like, you don't have to be, you can go somewhere else. Everybody wanted to stay, and which was cool. Because our season ended rough. We had some great runs last year, and heck, we went a month there where it was like, we're going to win here pretty soon. And then like it kind of fell off, and we weren't real sure why. It didn't seem like we had really good kind of notes to get back to where we were and like how we got off, track. But we got a multi-year deal with Chevy. So JTG is committed to them, and they've committed to us. And then we're working a little closer with Hendrick this year, which last year and years prior we've just kind of been on our own.
Right.
So though I think all those things kind of combining are shaping up to be a amazing year for us.
I
What's the
love it.
level of see, I didn't know you guys were getting closer with Hendrick Motorsports, which is awesome. what's like the level of help you guys get from them or expected to get from them this year in 2023?
So basically last year we got no help at all. So from anybody, we got some, I should say no help. We got some things, through our Chevy, kind of contract, I guess you could say. But again, I don't know all the ins and outs of all those. But I'll just say we got way more information than we had last year. So,
Got it.
Big
like for
data.
me, like I would get frustrated with, and I told my engineers this year. I'm like, man, I get frustrated, like, this is the best setup we could come up with, like we had all week to come up with one, but then like as we're getting information this off season, you don't realize what you don't have until you realize it, right? Like, so now all of a sudden I'm like, wow, they've got this much access to, this tool and that tool and this information. I'm like, man, no wonder, we would hit on it here or hit on it there, but like we never really were consistent with it. So I thought my deck guys did a good job with what they had last year. And they're excited. Our engineers are super excited for this year. They feel like they got, new toys to play with that will help us.
I love to hear that, man. That makes me happy. That makes me ready because
Yeah,
like I said, we know. Like I'm ready, dude. I'm ready for it.
I haven't been this ready for a season in a while. So I'm looking forward to it.
Is
Big
there a
energy.
race? I think about a few races that you've had great runs at. Is there a race you look back on like in 2022 and think or wish you would have done something a little differently, or that the team would have done something a little differently that would have put you in a spot to win a race? Like, of course, I point at Dover where you guys were really good, right? But
Yeah.
I want to know your thoughts.
So yeah, Dover, definitely could have done a couple things different that may have put us in a better position to gain one spot. I would say Charlotte is probably the one that I feel like kind of got away. We passed a ton of cars. We were, inside the top 5 and top 10 most of the race. And later on in the race, obviously there was a lot of people that were having issues. A lot of the good cars that were leading had issues. And so we were coming. I think I was up to 5th or 6th. For some reason, we had to start towards the back. Was coming up through there and got loose into 3, got up into the fence, had suspension damage. We finished 7th or 8th, but major suspension damage. And I'm like, dude, if that was one race where I felt like our car was capable of winning with everybody out there, and then now that people were, kind of taking themselves out, if I'd have just calmed down a little bit, because
It was such a good race.
That was a crazy race, man.
Yeah.
That's funny because we had Chase Briscoe on a few weeks ago, and he said the same thing. That was his race that he wished he could go back and be like, damn, I would have, it sticks with him, it bothers him. I guess, spinning, going for the lead a little bit. Of course that would bother him, right? But that race seemed like the biggest opportunity for a lot of different guys, right? So that was
it's a long race. It kind of comes and goes, and you got guys that can stay up front the whole race, but different strategies kind of mix it up a little bit. So that was one. I think we were solid at Bristol, and again, a lot of people had issues at Bristol. Our tire wears and everything in practice looks good, so I didn't feel like we were going to have issues there. And then we get crashed. I think Suarez got us. He got loose, got us in the right rear, and spun us. The back straightaway has been my nemesis over the last 2 years at Bristol. It's really killing us. So since I've been at JTG, I don't think we've finished one Bristol race. The night race anyway.
We're fixing that this year.
Yeah, that's got to
change.
We're fixing that this year. I mean, it's my favorite track. Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm feeling it already. Like,
right. You've already got the energy to start the year.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Like,
there's always big energy around Bristol too. Yeah, we're gonna go do like I talk to people all the time. Like we know I'm a NASCAR wizard. my wife knows, uses the essential oils, potions, and spells. We're gonna go and sage that entire area. We're gonna
Yeah, I
make
love
sure
that.
it's
The
good to
backstretch.
pass through, dude. You
Yeah.
shall pass this
Yeah,
time
shall pass.
through there. Yeah. We're
Yeah.
gonna make sure that
Another
happens.
thing, the good juju, just to add to that, everybody wins after they get married, Ricky. Everybody wins after they get married or they have a kid. Those big life moments, they translate. So we're manifesting that in 2023.
Good
I
year.
mean, might as well start it off at the Clash or Daytona. So
That's it. That's what we got to talk
Daytona
about now.
was
Like I know we were with you at the Clash last year. We'll definitely have to talk and see what we can do and how we get back. Because
bringing,
like the
I don't
Slim
know if we
Jim
got
thing,
Slim Jim on the car. I don't know if you're going to bring Macho Man back out or
I can
not.
still bring Macho Man. I feel like
Yeah.
if we come to the Clash with you, Macho Man has to come. Like he will fly on the plane.
That
He'll
was
be there.
awesome. I was pumped you brought that. I'll keep you posted on our Clash scheme. I'm not sure what it is.
Whatever it
that
is,
would be good.
we could if it's not Slim Jim, that the Slim Jim thing is on the Macho Man, right? Isn't it like in the middle? I'm trying to remember. We'll just put whatever sponsors in the car and just stamp it over that little square, and there you go. It's Macho Man for
Macho Man Kroger Savage,
or exactly.
Yeah, dude, he's ready. He's ready. The cream rises to the top. At the getting eggs and stuff like that.
I feel like the Clash is like, last year everybody just went out and nobody really knew what to expect, right? Like
it's gonna be a good race this year.
Now everybody knows exactly what to expect, and it's like I'm sure that intensity level is gonna just like ratchet up.
Dude, from what I'm hearing now, it's gonna be like obviously you're gonna be able to. I feel like there's gonna be a lot more bumping and rubbing this year. It's gonna be a lot more aggressive, and then you have Cypress Hill that's playing at the race. I'm big Cypress Hill, jump around. Like it's gonna be a whole vibe at that. I can't wait, dude. Like
less
I'm
COVID
so
restrictions
excited.
this year. Like they still had COVID restrictions last year.
It was crazy, dude. Like if it was still hard. That's so weird to think about, man. I remember getting there off the plane. It was still difficult to do like anything, right?
Yeah.
Like it was
I went to eat with my guys, and I'm like, I mean, let's go pick a restaurant where we can just go in,
Right. Yeah. It's such a weird time. It's crazy how it's changed so quick.
Yeah. You had to have things. You had to have a piece of paper. You had to have stuff, to go into places.
You did.
So it was
crazy times.
It was a wild one. But it's gonna be exciting. We should be back there as well, and then Daytona too, man. It's always like these few months right here where like the energy is just surrounding Best, and I'm just like we know that the 47 has what it takes. As Kenny Powers would say, the shit it needs to win. So we know that
right now,
it's got it
for sure.
Yeah.
It's got it, and all our guys believe it. I believe it, and I mean like I said, the mood at the shop is
it's electric. Yeah. I'm ready. I'm so hyped. All right, so let's continue the winning spirit into this. We've talked about some amazing stuff. This has been like one of the I'm gonna be just straight up unbiased. Like this has been one of my favorite garage talks for a while because we actually just talked, and that's the good thing. Just had a good conversation. It just flows. No, so you are the first. I think we figured out. We thought Anthony Alfredo did some picks last season. It turns out I don't think he did. And I didn't think he did when we did that. So he went 2-1. He's our most recent driver to do Wheelman Wagers. You are the official first recurring Wheelman Wagers driver on this show. Right. You left.
How did I do last time? Do you know?
I think you went 2-1. There was like
I think I went 2-1 as well. I feel like I remember that.
You, Kyle Larson, and like back to back, 3 of you guys went 2-1, and we had to like calculate like that's when we decided we were gonna do like a hypothetical unit, like a hypothetical dollar amount based off the line you took, right? That's what could separate you guys. So this year we're really keeping track of the rankings, and technically you'll be going head to head. Chase, don't forget this. We just had Josh Berry on, so you will be technically going head to head with Josh Berry this weekend on NFL football.
Nice.
That's it. So between Josh Berry,
he's already picked games this weekend.
Yes,
he has.
Okay.
So you guys, between Rickey and between Josh, pretty much the whole NFL schedule, there are picks from NASCAR drivers out there right now.
Okay.
For your bet. So welcome to Wheelman Wagers. We're going to kick this off. Dale, start us into the NFL playoff pick selection warehouse.
Yeah, let's do Saturday, the first game of the Super Wild Card Weekend. Pretty cool name. I didn't realize they called it that. But
Super wild card.
yeah,
Love that.
Seattle Seahawks at the San Francisco 49ers. The spread is 9.5. Crazy line for a playoff game, you would think. Over under is 42.5. 49ers are minus 500 on the money line. Seattle plus 390 on the money line. So what do you think here, Ricky? Tell us where you're going to lean here.
Dude, I mean, the way the 49ers are balling out, I mean, they're pretty much healthy. I mean, McCaffrey is so good. Oh, what's his name? Purdy's just got to give him the ball.
Brock. Big
Brock.
cock Brock.
Yeah, big cock Brock.
I'm going 49ers to cover.
All right.
And man, is Gino going to help put up some numbers? What'd you say the over-under was?
42.5. Or remember, just your one favorite bet out of all these. So if you want to go, the over.
Okay, so I don't have to pick
you don't have to pick
whichever
everything.
one is your favorite out of those. Yeah, 3 games, 1 bet for each game.
I'm taking the 49ers to cover.
All right, lock it in. Minus 9.5. That is such a crazy spread.
Boom. Let's move on.
We'll lock it in.
We're gonna move on to an AFC East matchup. I've had some trouble with my divisions this year, Ricky. I've been slipping.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know any divisions.
Yeah,
I just watch it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's ball, the colors, football, score. Let's go.
I'm not I don't have like teams that I pull for. I got players that I pull for.
Right.
Who said that the other day? Someone else said that. Someone else came on and said like that exact same thing. Yeah. I don't know if it wasn't Briscoe. Anyway, yeah, I feel like that's kind of a common thing amongst a few drivers. It's kind of sticks with their
when
guys.
You grow up in Mississippi, you don't really have a team.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had the Oilers. We had the old Memphis Oilers for
there you go.
We had the Liberty Bowl, Tennessee Oilers.
The Liberty Bowl, yeah.
Shout out to the Oilers.
I'm closer to New Orleans.
Eddie George.
See, that was post Warren Moon, right? That was after Houston.
After Houston, yeah.
Yeah, that was a long time. That was such a great uniform. That was the Titans before they were the Titans. Like that was should have stayed Oilers. But
that's a cool name.
Another blue was a color in the Houston Oilers. These two teams both have blue. One is more of a teal, one is darker. The Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins are going to be battling each other in Buffalo. The spread is set at 9 with the Bills favored. The over-under is 47, and the money line is minus 460 for the Bills, plus 370 for the Dolphins.
Hold on a second. I got to interrupt you. Time out. I'm looking. What book are you looking at? Because I see
DK.
I'm looking right now, and I see minus 12.5 for the Dolphins Bills.
The spread?
Right at this second. No, yeah, that's the spread. Yeah.
On DK?
Yeah, I'm looking right now.
It must have changed because this is a screenshot.
I love Chase's spread because I was definitely taking that for sure.
Yeah, hold on. Reload the app because 12.5. That's a big difference. We're talking 3 points here.
Yeah, I mean, that was me. That was a screenshot that I took at the beginning. Oh yeah. Oh wow, we've changed. Things have changed.
People have been hammering the money, hammering that.
Dude, we should have got this fast.
Or maybe we just learned that Tua is not playing, and that's why the spread's moving. That's also possible.
So here we go. Reset. Let's reset the board. Bills, Dolphins, spread.
Yes, Dolphins. Real quick. One more interruption. Adam Schefter has just tweeted that the Dolphins are preparing as if rookie quarterback Skylar Thompson will start Sunday at Buffalo.
This
there you go.
Over.
That's why it moved.
We have to hurt. All right, we got to hustle here, Ricky.
Dude, I still feel Buffalo.
Oh yeah.
God.
Well, we got spread.
15,
the spread
16.
is now 12.5. It's minus 12.5 for Buffalo. The over under is 43.5. And now the Bills money line is minus 740. Dolphins plus 540 with this breaking news of backup quarterback.
Dang, we should have done the picks at the beginning of the day.
Yeah,
man.
The show doesn't work that way, Ricky.
No, I'm
We
just gonna
always do
look.
it
I
at the
tried to
end.
give advice last week about it. Like I still think that I think a good bet here would be to take the over. I love overs. 43.5. It's lower. The Bills could probably just like what if they just decide to piss stomp the Dolphins? They could score that. The
Well, if they
Cowboys
piss
have made
stomp, they'll
40
also cover
points.
that spread too. So,
That is true.
I know.
So
what do
You
you
know
what do you
what?
think?
I'll take your advice. Let's go the over.
over
All right,
43.5, Dolphins
Yeah.
Bills.
there you go.
Boom. Chase advice, locked it in. All right.
I mean, Tyreek Hill is going to somehow score some touchdowns.
Yeah, it's still a playoff
I don't
game.
hate that.
It's a super
Yeah.
playoff game. Super wild card playoff game.
Super wild card weekend.
Super wild.
All right,
All right.
final game.
That was a lot.
That was a
There's a
lot.
lot
Hey,
going on
but it was necessary.
It
Right?
Yeah,
was.
Rickey
We had
Thank
to
you for
find
that.
out. We had to find out what the hell had just happened, and we
I
did.
appreciate
So,
you.
Ravens, Bengals. This is probably the best matchup of this 3-game slate that we're talking about here. Spread is -7 for Cincinnati at home, probably because we're not sure if Lamar Jackson's going to play. Over under is 41.5. I'm not even going to say the money line because it's lopsided. So where do you lean, Ricky, for the final pick here? Joe Burrow versus hopefully Lamar Jackson.
41.5.
Yes. And the spread is a touchdown.
Joe Burrow is going to at least score 30. Who's their backup quarterback if Lamar doesn't play?
Tyler Huntley, who's like, he's played a lot this year and not
But they're going
played.
to score what, like 16, you think?
Maybe. Yeah. So you like the over?
Dude, I still like the over.
Like the over.
Go over.
See, all right.
Double
So we got two
overcard.
overs. We got two overs here. I love it. I'm a big
Double
overs guy.
overcard.
Yeah.
Okay. The
All
Rickey
right.
Stenhouse
And
double
weather should be
overcard.
good this weekend, right?
Ooh, I didn't even think about that. Let's look. We're in Cincy.
Yeah. That was the only thing about the Bills game that I was like, man, I don't know what the weather's going to be like, but I think the weather's pretty good across the country.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be cloudy. It's gonna be cold, but is that at night? Yes, it is a night game. It's gonna be like 25 degrees is the low.
Oh,
It's gonna be
oh,
cold.
Holy hell.
We can still score points. They're used to that weather.
oh yeah, they're fine.
Yeah.
They warm up with no clothes on, so
We're talking about
Right,
Bengals
yeah.
Ravens, huh? Or we're talking
Yeah.
about- okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in Cincy, so yeah,
Oh,
there you
yeah.
go. Okay. Riding
The
two
beauty
overs.
of this, the reason that you've taken two overs is because you drive the number 47. Both of these 40s could not get to 47, therefore you have to go over
that's
to
right.
reach your number.
That's
Agreed.
must be why.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That is science right there. These are good. I'm excited about these picks. I'm excited about these weekend. I feel
Got
good.
something to look forward to this weekend.
Yeah, 3-0 energy right here. So everybody tail these picks. They're here, and it's time. Somebody's got to go 3-0 eventually. So it's
Dude,
it's
that'd be
always
so
fun.
sick if I went 3-0.
Yeah,
Be
Wait,
the
what
first
was it?
one. He said that'd be sick if you went 3-0.
Yeah.
It'd be the first one.
You can do it. I
Love
believe it. I believe it 100%. Just as much as I believe that the room you're sitting in right now is just badassery as well. Got the orange NOS over here. Check it out.
It's consistently the best background we get,
yeah.
like from a driver.
Is this new? Whoa.
Tony Stewart.
Action.
Love that.
Dude, Uncle Tony, bro.
Yeah.
Uncle Tony believes in you. I love it. How amazing would that be if he would have signed that like from heavyweights like Ben Stiller? Uncle Tony believes in you.
I haven't seen that
loved
movie. I haven't seen
Dude,
that movie.
you've got to watch Heavyweights, bro. That is just
Dude,
easy class.
heavyweights.
He's never
So-
seen it.
I've never seen it. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, Ben Stiller, man.
I'll
What
put
is
it on the list.
So I was out with we were out with Larson's out in Arizona, and
He golfing?
we were golfing, we were hanging out. I had some stuff to do for Louisiana hot sauce, and
Okay.
I did not know that there was like a new Little Rascals.
What?
It probably sucks. Or is it like do they bring
It
back
ain't
like
near as good, I can tell you.
no.
A new Little
Rascal?
Rascals.
Yeah, they're
New
like
Little
all our old school shows that we watched. There's new ones.
We just don't hear about it.
Oh, God,
probably
this
because we
is
don't
from
watch
20
YouTube Kids. Like you
This
have
is from
to
2014.
Is it
What?
2014?
Yeah. Horrible reviews. Yeah, it's just
people
it
try
makes
to
me
ride
it
that
does
coattail.
it makes me sad a little bit because we're not finding original new ideas. We just keep remaking and remaking. And
What
remaking,
about,
you know?
speaking of old school shows, since we started the talk about the 90s country covers and stuff, what about the Little Giants?
Dude, what a movie, bro.
Great movie.
What a movie, dude. The fact that like you literally just go what like the O'Shea brothers, right? It's the classic small town, the Cowboys. They were giant in the 90s. That was every alpha male. He had to have it. All the kids, he had to have the toughest kids. You got the girl that's a tomboy. And then Rick Moranis, literally like the nerdiest man alive, decides to coach a football team.
Yeah.
And then just has this group of these misfit children,
aka Bob Pockris.
Yeah, kind of low key Bob in the building.
I can
like,
see it.
That was who played Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, right?
Yeah, Rick Moranis, dude. That if you such an underrated actor.
Get Bob Pockris to send you. I used to have it. I don't know where it went. A picture of his like old hard card from years ago. And if you put him and Rick side by side from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, dude, if you hadn't seen them in the same place, you wouldn't know.
I pulled up a picture right now, and I kind of see it.
I want to live in a universe where Bob Pockris is Rick Moranis, and he was the actor. He's played in these movies, and it's him.
Well, with our technology now, I wouldn't want to do this, but all the face changing shit that you can do on these apps, you could probably put Bob's face and make a whole movie.
100%.
Or like record the whole movie.
But it wouldn't look any different, is what I'm saying.
Right, it probably wouldn't.
He's just that similar to it. No, you're right about that.
It's just Bob.
Dude,
you gotta get Bob to show you his old school hard card.
We have kind of a strange relationship with Bob. Like there's times like when
he cussed at me.
We'll be walking by.
He did?
Yeah, on Race Hub, they were doing like a Talladega thing with him. Did you see that when he like went out on the boulevard? Yeah, he ran into us, and I jokingly said to him,
"Is this your first time on the boulevard?"
Yeah, I jokingly he just looked hilarious, if you saw
with his blue Fox zip up jacket,
tucked in shirt,
on the boulevard.
But or maybe it wasn't tucked in. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what he was wearing, but it doesn't matter. I looked down and said, I was like, "Yeah, is this your first time on the boulevard?" And he said, "No, it's not my fucking first time." And they actually bleeped him say the F word on that. Yeah. Pretty cool moment.
That's awesome. It was probably for the show. It probably wasn't really at you.
Yeah, like see, that's the thing is like he'll just but he's one of those guys too. Like we talked about earlier, he's got that tunnel vision, bro. He ain't looking at nobody else. He's like, "Hi."
Dude works so hard.
Yeah, he's the best, man. He really is.
Dude, he commutes from New York every week.
Dude, just a baller. Like, and yeah, people don't think about that. Like, he's living there. He lives in the city. Like that dude. It's wild, man. There's so much more. Hopefully, there's a documentary about Bob.
There will be.
There's got to be at some point in life. I would do one. I just want to go on an adventure with Bob. Adventures with Bob Pockris in the city of New York. A day in the life. There's so many things we could find out. Probably.
Yeah, man. I learned that I forgot about so many good old school movies.
We need to make a list. We're going to make a list of these now. But yeah, heavyweights needs to be on your priority list.
Swiss Family Robinson.
Swiss Family Robinson, dude, that's real OG. Like we're talking like Mary Poppins OG.
Yeah. I've never seen that. What is that?
Chimneys. It's great.
What is it?
Swiss Family Robinson.
Dude,
Swiss
Beverly
Family
Hillbillies.
Robinson.
That's where
we're back in 1960 here.
Is that 1960?
Yeah, Swiss Family Robinson. Yeah,
that's some old shit. That's an old ass.
I thought it was new when I watched it when I was young.
Yeah, it's like when you grow up, like living in like I don't know like what your house was like, but like I know like I grew up with them wood panel walls, dog, and we had that VHS where you put in like the Sound of Music, and you're like, this was like 3 years ago, and your whole perception just is fucked like forever.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so. It was like that one, but yeah, Beverly Hillbillies, the remake when they had the dude that played Ernest played Jeb. That was that's classic stuff. So many great films, but yeah, Heavyweight just stands out to me because I love the villain, the Tony Perkis, the Perkis system. I was an only child. I'm really excited of interacting with children for the first time.
When they take the engines off the go-karts and they make them push them around.
Yeah. Dude, it's just like so many great moments. We're gonna make an all-time list, Garage Guys all-time 90s movies. You need to help
We
contribute to
definitely
that.
maybe not 90, just old school.
Just
Like,
old movies.
Any
That
yeah,
any
old
era.
must be
school
done.
kids movies, right? Like not like the adult movies.
Foundational building block movies of society of people that are over the age of 25. That's a very
Yeah.
long name, but technically that's
Stuff
the
that
wheelhouse.
shows that you can tell kids these days didn't grow up watching.
1000%. That's what, and like
Bring 'em back.
I'm gonna give that. We're just gonna put that on a pamphlet somewhere. We're gonna pass it out and just be like, educate yourselves.
Go watch this.
Yes.
Go watch it.
Straight up. No, I love it,
Yeah.
dude. It's always good times. It's always good talks. I'm super excited, ready to see you again and link up. Gotta do more with the golf this year too. I've still yet to get on the green with you.
Dude, I've been playing a lot recently. I'm trying to
Really?
get better. Yeah, I played a shit ton during this off season. I don't really think I've gotten much better. I broke an 8-iron on a tree last week, by the way. I
did
got
a
so
7-iron
mad.
one time. That hurts.
Dude, I bent it and I was like, well, next bad shot, I'm just gonna go fucking break it. And I walked into the woods and just
Oh,
hit it
like
on a
you
tree like
broke
800.
it, like on.
Yes. Oh no, yeah,
Gotcha.
like out of being mad that I suck, Ricky. Like not out of just like hitting the ball.
Dang. Yeah, no, I broke one on hitting. I haven't broke one on purpose yet.
Have you ever seen someone get suplexed at a golf course?
I did on social media the other day.
Oh,
Wait, really? Oh
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
saw
Oh,
my first
God
video of a
golf.
person getting suplexed at an actual golf course.
Yeah,
For
my
the first
fantasy football league got a couple guys got into an argument. We do like this annual
Really?
golf thing. Yeah, and one of the guys just picked the other guy up and smashed him on the ground. It was electric, but it was also not the best, but it was all
Yeah.
captured.
I
What
could
was the
see
suplex you saw?
This was, or I don't know. They were all over the place.
so many pastels, dude.
Yeah.
Look at all that's too much color, man. We're wearing pink and orange. What the fuck?
It's bright, dude.
Yeah, they were all over the place.
It's bright out there, bro. That's Happy Gilmore, Bob Barker right there. They were trying to
Ooh,
reenact it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good stuff. But no, we're definitely gonna have to vibe in golf this year. But dude, I'm excited for the picks. I'm excited for 2023. Ready to see you. This has been fun. This has been a show.
Dude,
Yeah.
we could go
Always.
on and on and on and on. And yeah, we're excited for this year. Congrats on getting married, by the way. That
Thank you.
looked
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank you.
You
It
and
was a good
Madison
time.
make a fantastic couple.
Thank you. Appreciate it. We, yeah, man, we're counting down the days till the season starts.
That's it. We're
It's
gonna
gonna
be
be
in
fun.
touch. We're gonna stay
Eating
looped
up.
in. We're gonna find a way to make it work. And we will holler at you soon. But everybody knows where to follow Rickey at Stenhouse Jr. on social media. He keeps it simple for the people. And
That's
we love
right.
that. But yeah, other than that, this
No
has been Garage Talk.
underscores, no numbers, just
Yeah.
Stenhouse Jr.
No numbers, no underscores.
Too easy.
Stenhouse Jr.
That's right.
That's it. It's Rickey.
Let's go.